Hello and welcome to another weekly live stream for Mythruna development. Tonight we'll just be tackling like a bunch of odd jobs on my list because I'm in the middle of the collision code, and that's very hard to live stream because it requires my full concentration. But I'll show you where I got with it so far. Before we get too much further, let me thank the patrons. We picked up a new one, Icebox is down there, and so thanks guys. Again, end of the year bills coming due. It's nice to have this extra support, and it means a lot to me that you guys care enough to follow me and donate and so on. So thanks a lot. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead and get rid of the Drost effect here. Okay, and minimize that stuff or move it down. If you happen to be on and want to chat, tonight's a good night for questions because we're just going to be doing a bunch of odd jobs. I've kind of queued up some things on the master list, which I kind of colored green here, but I guess that doesn't show up very well. Let me give them a background. Just some little things that we have like a reasonable chance of success. So yeah, we've got, let me pick some maybe brighter color to show up the yeah. Okay, let's do it like dark background, really bright foreground. There we go. So yeah, I want to add a couple things to the fabric stuff, and then on the UI, the fabrics and colors and so on, the fabrics and material types, and the shapes are not in alphabetical order, and that would be nice. And the character list on the character selection screen is also not in alphabetical order, and that would be nice for folks like me who have like a ton of characters. So these seem like things that I might be able to tackle in the stream. Before we get too far, let me talk about what I worked on over the week and last weekend. So first of all, I've been chipping away at the wedge collider, and I'm pretty far along. I had some major breakthroughs today even. So if we go to our test, see I have like a bunch of the different colliders hanging around here. So hopefully you guys are streaming okay. This is giving me the warning again. Anyway, so if we go to the probe collider, we can see that this probe is, and you can see a ton of debug because I'm still working on it, is intersecting that. There's still some problems, but the inverted wedge was a surprise. I did all the math and I expected it to work, but I hadn't actually tested it until right before the stream. And so as we move things you know, in and out, you can see how it's keeping track of where the collision with the surface is. One thing it doesn't do yet is properly calculate the collisions with any surface other than the side. Oh yeah, we're maxed out there. So like, yeah, so here we've got like, this was a very happy moment too, that it intersects the corner correctly. That's difficult to get right, mathematically speaking. Well, it has been tricky in the past because you've got, you know, a bunch of different surfaces. Anyway, what I was going to show is that if it's just intersecting the side, that's not working yet. That's one of the things I got to work on next. So right now it's only doing the hardest part because everything else is just like any other cube. But if it's intersecting the surface up there, see, now we're intersecting this corner. But that, for that kind of stuff, I can just copy the math that normally does regular blocks. So the surface was the tricky one, and dealing with these, you know, non-45 degree surfaces that are raised above the base. Having all that working, tremendously helpful. So good times. So we're getting close to being able to walk up and down ramps and so on. And that'll be my focus over the next few days. And then this week I'm off work, so I'm going to be, other than doing holiday stuff, holiday related stuff and my normal chores, I'm going to be working on Mythruna full time and trying to get these colliders done, and working on hopefully the object crafting stuff being able to put blueprints together into more complicated objects, figuring out how that works. Okay, so that's that. And I'll real quickly do an overview of... oh, so yeah, the other thing, I get sidetracked sometimes. I was playing with word generation again, and I had pulled up my database of the 44 English phonemes and was, working on trying to basically do... I found a dictionary of some 13,000 words or something where they had given the phoneme breakdown, the IPA codes for the phonemes, and so I was trying to use like Markov chains to have it learn, what kinds of sounds tend to go together. And if I was only doing two phoneme chains, I was getting some really weird words, and so then I wanted to change it into 3. So basically, for any given a phoneme pair, it would try to figure out the most probable third one. And before I got too deep into that, I did one with regular words, and that's what you saw here. So it basically, it had a database. What are the of all the collision stuff and changes? The collision stuff. What is the significance? Like right now in the world, if you run around, like you can't run up and down ramps. They're treated like blocks. I'll show you in a second. Anyway, I took a couple days of sidetrack to generate these random words using Markov chains. I think it's interesting, but it's not really helpful to where I want to go with generating names and things. Anyway, so we'll go over real quick the overview of what we're going to work on tonight, and I'll talk a little bit more about why I'm working on collision shapes. Got to run the game. Alright, continue. I do believe my default female elf is the one set up to... default elf female. See, this is not in alphabetical order, and it's really annoying for me because I've got tons of things, and eventually I want an option to be able to sort them by most recently used, so you can easily just replay the character you played last time. That'll be true for our clients and servers, and our single player and multiplayer. Come on. Okay, so this is where we were playing around with the chairs and stuff before, which we got working last week. That's cool. Let me go ahead and bump up the... So here's a ramp, right? But right now you can't actually run up the ramp. It's treated like a cube, so you can stand on the top of it. So it's collision shape. If I pick the... we can visualize the collision shape. So it's just a cube. It only looks like a triangle. Old Mythruna actually had ramps, and all the ramps worked like ramps. All the cylinders for the trees worked like cylinders, and so on. So that's what I'm working on, and that'll be this weekend's project, is to try to get most of the colliders working right, so that the ramps will work, and the cylinders, horizontal, vertical cylinders, and probably the spheres, which currently the only sphere is used for the pumpkins, but they're also like the jack-o'-lantern is also just a block. We can actually stand pretty close to the corner of this. It's not a real sphere, so we can see we're standing on the corner. So anyway, I'll fix all those. That's this weekend's project, and that is to lead into having another the object crafting assembly workbench thing, where we can take multiple blueprints and put them together. And one of the nice things about being able to do that would be able to click on your built objects and have the, like if it's sloped, be able to click on that and have it place it easier. Like right now, if we also tried to click an object on here, it's gonna be right on top. It's not gonna be here. Let me show you. I'll show you. Like so, if we have so if we wanted to place a stool on top of this thing, if we do this here, it's just going to place it up there. It's not going to place it on the ramp. Um, man, almost forgot. Oh, almost forgot to get on. He caught me before I got to any work anyway. Um, so anyway, so that's why I need to do the wedge colliders. And so that's why it's nice that the slopes are working now. One of the things that's really still hard is I don't have ray collisions working. It's only the, you know, the actual physical collisions. So that'll be something that'll have to happen because, like right now, you can't actually, like if there was a block on the other side of this, you know, I'm still, even though I'm not actually hovering over the block, it's still selected and I can't edit the one on the other side. So if I wanted to place a pumpkin next to my other pumpkin, I actually can't. It's going to place it right there. So that's the other thing to fix. But first I got to get the physics working. That's the super, super, super important one. But for tonight, so the character list in order, if we're editing clothing, oh my god, what's going on here? Oh yeah. Got lots of clothes, so it had to load them all. So like if we had clothing selected here, yeah, mine too. Plus I have some fun things I want to do with ramps. So the fabric list is not in order, alphabetical order. I would like to make that in alphabetical order. Same with the style. So if we had, you know, twill selected, you got all these things that are not in alphabetical order. It is kind of nice that gray and dark gray are right next to each other, but if you wanted dark colors, it would be nice if they were all together. Similarly, none of I think actually these are in alphabetical order, but it may just be because that's what I entered them in. And this is also not in alphabetical order, though you wouldn't tell from this particular. Oh wait, this one is in alphabetical order. Okay, so these two are good, these two are not, and we'll fix that. That should be relatively straightforward. That would be the idea. I would like to get there. That is a goal. I can't 100% promise it, but that is a goal. You know, clothing too. I mean, the game knows what they're made of. And one of the things when we're building assemblies of things, I want to have like a bill of materials where you can see when you have to collect resources to make stuff, it'll tell you like how much of each different kind of resource. Because it's going to be different than that other Block World game in that as you collect, you know, if I was to, you know, collect this and collect this, I'm collecting base materials. I'm not actually collecting dirt blocks or grass blocks. Yeah, sure, right, exactly. And you wanted their own custom uniforms. It totally makes sense. But like the way it's going to work, well, the way it's supposed to work is if I was to remove this block, it would fill up, not inventory, right? But the storage in my gym here would store raw materials. So by clicking a grass block, I get, you know, dirt and organic material. And so if I was to click a one of these, that's not what I meant. If I was to click one of these and remove it, that's also going to fill me up with organic material, and then that would be something that I could use to craft things that I know how to craft as far as placing wood or organic things, or placing dirt, or placing things that would require dirt. So maybe if I had if I collected stone and I collected dirt, then I could, that would end up equating to not cobble. Oh, cobble might be a mix of those things, like the mudstone, right? So if I collected enough of you know, dirt and rock, then I could place this kind of stuff, right? So the resources are not like directly tied, they're more of a fungible sort of quantity. Anyway, so that's the plan. Anyway, so let's see if we can get to work and get started on stuff. But feel free to ask questions, because this is the Divergent live stream, because it's going to be easy to sort of diverge on interesting topics. So if you have other questions, feel free to ask them. Oh, well, thank you. Cheers says they like the artwork in the game. I appreciate that feedback. Okay, so let's tackle character list first. The other thing is the list of objects that we wheel through when we have the object one selected is also not in alphabetical order. I don't know that we'll get to that, but that's in scripting. All right, so what are we doing? Oh, yes. Got lost for a second. So the first thing we want to do is go to, yeah, for some reason, like something grabbed a whole ton of memory in my system, and it's only just coming back. So everything I run for a second is slow as everything uncaches. It's really annoying. See, network lobby state is where we show the players, and that is so basically here where we're adding to the characters list, which is a list of entities. We want to sort them by name. And so wondering if I can copy some code that I already did for the clothing. This is not really it. This is clothing selector state. Yeah, I think this is the one where we could select clothing for the player. No, it's not. But I think we have a sorting thing, and I did. Okay, so here's exactly the code I want. Except for this is doing it based on the string. Where does ordering come from? Is that, yeah, that's what I thought. So we definitely want to, oh, okay, because this is, okay. See, the other one is using the entity directly, so we're going to need a custom comparator in that case, but we can delegate to ordering string. Okay, so let's make our own. I probably can make this a standard thing later. Comparator entity. But see, this is managing entities directly. It's not managing a special object, so we don't get that cool little ability to just delegate to toString. Oh, interesting. I've never imported anything from the. Okay, so private compare. Okay, let's steal the cut and paste coding. It's the best kind of coding. Okay, so you know what? We don't need that. Okay, public int compare entity E1 entity. If you're going to do a live stream where you're typing in front of other people, it's important to have as many typos as possible. All right, so then the name n1 equals e1.get name.class.get name n2 okay, return n1.compare n2. See, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And we'll just put this here. Yeah, it's just entity. I have it to do it right, but I refuse to write on a whiteboard in meetings for that reason. Writing in front of other people. I think it would be worse if this live stream were really big and there were like 500 of you on there, like constantly berating me for the stupid typos I make. then I'll have to have moderators and things. But yeah, getting up and writing it on a whiteboard in front of people is especially bad. I've known some engineers who were really good software developers, but not great spellers, and so they were always really self-conscious to get up in front of the whiteboard because they have little spelling quirks that they were not happy about. Okay, comparator equals new entity name comparator. All right, so then we should be able to steal this code almost directly. Yeah, we don't even need the null check because we know. In fact, we can always know. Okay, I did that on add before. Yep. Yeah, that's right. We all have our talents, right? And things we choose to invest our experience points in. So I was trying to explain to my kids, that the thing, if especially the ones who are into video games, right? Like when you play video games, you earn your experience points and you spend them on some skill. And tools for software. So this is E comparator. Okay, if I did this right, this should just work. Anyway, when you play a video game, you earn experience by doing stuff, and you then dump that into skills and so on and so forth. And I try to explain that when you spend all your time, what the things you spend your time on are the things you're earning skill points in. So, if you're earning skill points in Reddit, tons of skill, you might be level 50 Reddit user, but that doesn't really help you necessarily in life. Or level 30 TikTok viewer. Is that what you mean, or something else? You might have to be more specific. I've lost the train of thought. If you're asking me something, oh, nice. If you guys are talking amongst yourself, that's fine too. We can all be Mythruna friends together. Fellow Mythrunians. All right, let's see if our list is alphabetical. Okay, yeah, Oakstorm. You were asking Oakstorm. Yay, look, they're in alphabetical order. Of course, they're in alphabetical order in the way... Oh, wait a minute. They are not in alphabetical order. They tried to be in alphabetical order. Oh. They're getting added twice. Okay, so I've done something dumb here. Oh, I left the other add in. Haha, that's funny. Okay, so let's check one more time. We might be able to check an item off the to-do list. Always exciting. Continue last world. I've had, like, changing the subject for a second, thinking of music. For like 4 years, I practiced guitar every day until earlier this year, between, taking kids to after-school activities and so on and so forth. I missed a couple days, and so once I broke the chain, it was a lot harder to it's a lot harder to practice every day, and so I missed a lot of days. But lately, I've been back to practicing every day, and the thing that I'm practicing is a song that I wrote for Mythruna, so hopefully I'll be able to record that at some point when I'm set up to record again. But yeah, it's it'll be good walking around through Towns in the Woods music, so that'll be good. Okay, so everything's sorted. We fixed one bug, well, bug or UI thing. We did a UI enhancement. So let's double check what that item was. It was 976. Oh, nice. Oh, good. How's that going? 976. So we finished this one. Done. Mark it done. Come over here. Refresh, which I think is going to move all my. Oh, it got rid of my highlights. Can I? Oops. Probably did not undo my formatting. Nope. All right. Well, that was lame. I should not have refreshed the. So refresh, and the other one, fabrics in alphabetical order. So boink boink, and the other two things were these things up here. So before I do the boring alphabetical order thing, let me go ahead and commit that code. Like lots of crap that I'm not. Okay. Boink. I can do GCD. Well, now I'm mostly working at my speed and bar stuff. Yeah, bar chords. Very useful. They build hand strength too, if that's what you mean. I've had a sort of long history with guitar, but I would not have considered myself a guitarist until recently. I started with drums and then worked on piano and did piano forever, and it's still. So let me finish. Characters sorted alphabetically. I barely play piano anymore, and so when I sit down, it kind of hurts my fingers because I don't have the strength that I used to. But it's still, that's my home. When I sit down at piano, everything feels right. And I just, even though I've played guitar every day for 4 years recently and have been playing since the 90s, I just don't really feel the same sort of affinity for guitar that I do for piano. But it's way more convenient, and I feel like I'll get there someday. But I can pick it up and some things feel natural, but oh, that's nice. Well, so that's good. The thing, as a piano player, I almost wish I had the camera set up to show you. As a piano player, the thing that finally unlocked the fretboard for me, because I did not memorize the notes, but I knew where everything on the E string was and everything on the A string was, because those are where you play your power chords, and that's how I got started learning. But the thing that really unlocked the rest of the fretboard for me was there was the bottom three strings, the G, B, and D, G, and B strings, right? Basically, I can play all of my standard little simple piano triads on those strings, and all the inversions and stuff, they have the same relationships. If you play the diagonal, that's the regular triad, and the bar is a different triad. So anyway, I was able to find all those chords, and so then all of the music theory stuff that I used to use on piano to switch between chords without moving more than one finger or more than two fingers or whatever, they all still work on those three strings, and so I was able to do a lot of stuff with that, and that unlocked the fretboard for me because now I can see where all the note relationships are. But that's from a piano player's perspective, and we're kind of getting off track. But okay, so we finished one thing. But yeah, during COVID, I started doing finger picking because I quit going to lessons, and so I was mostly playing my acoustic guitar, and so tried to play with my fingers because I didn't always have a pick handy. And learning to use the capo a little bit more and stuff like that. Playing and singing. Okay. Yeah, I've written some Mythruna guitar songs that I did digitally, and then have gone back and since tried to learn how to play them, like the menu music. I can play that now. Yeah, nice. Okay, so let's talk about adding the vertical laces. When I was making my Spider-Gwen costume, I was really upset that I didn't already have vertical laces. So let me see about Always dangerous to just open up your disk drive to internet randos, right? But okay, so GitHub, Mythruna. Did I put the fabrics in model set, source, main, resources, fabric? Are the shapes here? Shapes, there they are. Okay, so we're gonna add a background for the moment. New layer, so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so we want paint. And we'll do blank. Okay, so now we can see all the different shapes. And did I not already have a PSD for this? I probably do somewhere. I don't want to create a new shapes.psd. While we're talking, let's look for that. Because I'm pretty sure I already have one with all the grids. Anyway, these are all the different fabric shapes you can have right now. And the one I don't currently have is this. See, we've got like vertical half laces, but we don't have the vertical full laces. And I really wanted that because it would let me make a grid on my Spider-Gwen costume. I know it's stupid, but I think, you know, whenever you have like something that you, yeah, I must not have ever created a shapes PSD. Huh. Interesting. Okay, so now I need to relearn how big these boxes are. They're 32 by 32. Okay. And so what we will do, I was saying something a second ago. Anyway, when I'm working on something and I just really can't do what I want to do and it seems intuitive, then that's like a good sign to do something about it. And there's really no reason not to have vertical laces, especially since for things like the shoes, the boots, there are parts of the shoes where vertical is horizontal, if you know what I mean, depending on what angle you're looking at, because what's up on a shoe. Oh, I made it just in time. Yeah, we're halfway through. Okay, so let's move this for a second. Last thing though is that I have two electrics, a cheap Strat and a cheap less. Did spend a lot of money. Oh, nice. Yeah, in the 90s I was in a band that played alternative rock back when that music was new. You know, Stone Temple Pilots, Green Day. Of course, Green Day is still making music. Nirvana, that stuff. Among some harder rock stuff. But I played piano on some of the songs where that was required. But then I had some guitar experience, and the guitarist there sold my wife my Les Paul, my 1990 Les Paul Studio, which is still the guitar I love the most, although I've made my own guitar that looks a lot like it but is purple, which is a topic for another day, I guess. We want 1 pixel. Oops, let's make that inside. So anyway, I kind of learned to play quote-unquote real guitar in that band, and but it was like all simple stuff, rhythm guitar. I did like one lead. I did the lead intro to gosh, what's that song called? Stone Temple Pilots, Interstate Love Song. Anyway, so we don't need the selection anymore. We're going to duplicate this layer. Okay, I think that's right. So, you know, they have like the part where there's the chords playing and then there's a lead over that. And so I learned that lead from tab because the chords are actually a little harder than I could do anyway. And the real guitarist covered those. But I've had that. I got that guitar for Christmas that my wife got me. It was relatively inexpensive, and now I think it's kind of like a classic because decent. It probably needs some work done, but okay. So I think I may have screwed up. Nope, got it exactly right. It just looked like this was more than half, right? I'm sure there's a way in Photoshop and Photopea to make a grid, but it's always, I think stuff like that's always twitchy. Okay, so now I know what things I can grab. What is it? That's Alt. Okay, so we want from here a little bigger because I gotta pull it back. Oh, didn't quite make it big enough, did I? And now I've made it too big. Alright, start over. I did it again. Okay, so I think that's going to be, yep. Once again, too small. Why mess around? There we go. That should be what I want. Yes. Okay, we are copying from here. And we're going to paste it. Down here in a blank spot. I'm going to rotate that. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees. Doesn't really matter which way. Center it. Turn off our grid for a second. Okay, I think that's good. Yep, alright. So, good to go. Let's make a PSD, so we'll save this for later. I think it's funny how you know, computers have been around for a long time, and certainly, you know, graphical user interfaces have been around for probably longer than some of you have been alive, right? Yet, no matter what, it feels like every time I open a file dialog to go to some place, it's always in the wrong directory. Like it cannot even remotely intuit where I really want to be. And I think that's lame. Model set. I got lost where I was in my rant. I got lost. Fabric. So shapes.psd. Yes, we got stuff for twill and. All right. Well, now we're official. Export. Let's see. Will this know that I'm in that same directory? Shapes. Yay. Okay. So that it figured out. Yes, replace it. Okay. Okay, so now we've got that in there, and it is in the third column, second from the bottom. Win7 will always be king. Yeah, well, Win7 is what I'm running right here. I just can't see upgrading. If I'm going to be so here's the thing. Right? This is going to sound really dumb, but there are two reasons that I'm running Windows at all versus Linux right here. One of them is because, well, I'm writing a game that most of the players, to be honest, are going to be Windows players, so I should make sure my game works on Windows. And the other is that I am so used to this editor's system font that it's what I think in. And so to try to move to another editor that won't let me use this system font is really a pain. Well, guess what? The newer Windows, they do not have this exact font anymore. And I've tried to configure Notepad++ to have this exact font, but it's just a little different. And so if I've got to go with something that's a little different, I might as well switch to Linux. So probably there, in my day job, I've been developing in Linux for a long time now. So everything else, I use IntelliJ over there, so it didn't really matter. It's whatever garbage IntelliJ uses. All right, so we did that. Next is to fabric stuff, which will be in the shape configuration. Over here, near here somewhere, we've got probably a fabric. We've got swatch shape config. Haha. Okay, so we loaded shapes. How does this all work again? Okay, so first we need so horizontal laces has a right, left, left. Oh, we didn't do a center one. Shoot, that's totally right. We don't have a centered one either. What I mean by that, and I'm going to go ahead and move this over. Sorry, we're kind of spending a lot of time on this one thing, but I feel like it's important. So we want one of these too. And I'm not going to move the other one. I'll just do this. Okay, so we know from experience that we want to go way in so that I don't have to be twitchy with the mouse here. Okay. Okay, yep, we want to grab that whole thing. Copy, paste. Okay, so wait, we call this vertical up, down, and this one is just vertical center. Okay. Yeah, okay, so we can zoom back out again. We'll go ahead and center it and then rotate it. If I was talking about something and I drifted off, wait. No. On Windows, I was saying the newer Windows, just to have a text editor open without any fancy stuff, I have, I'm not allowed to install my own software over there, so this is a program called, it used to be called Mr. Ed, but now it's just called MED, written by some German guy. This is actually a programmer's editor, but Notepad++ was just my example that even their own tool doesn't do this system font like the Windows system font. I just prefer it from the olden days. It just appeals to me. It's one of those stupid things, as you get older, set in your ways, etc. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons I haven't moved to Linux. But the day is coming, because like I said, I use Linux at work, and Sublime, and I have Linux boxes downstairs. I have Sublime on there. That's a nice editor. Yes, replace it. Okay, so now we have two. We have the full vertical and the centered vertical. So now we can do like we have for the horizontal, where we had the center and the right, left. So here we can have vertical, center, and vertical up, down. So we'll try to do them in the same rough order, even though I think it's going to sort. I think these are actually sorted. Yeah, at day jobs, sometimes I just like to type notes or cut and paste some logs and edit them and stuff, and Notepad++ is okay for that, right? It's just fast. I like an editor that doesn't get in my way, and IntelliJ is really nice. I get used to the fact that it's typing stuff for me, but it does slow me down when I'm just raw typing. A lot, actually. Okay, so we did that. So they're basically registering the shapes and what masks they have. So center has no masks. That's right. Up, down, and here it would be north and south. So that's basically where you can toggle on the hard edges and the soft edges. So now that we've done that, we have to tell it which cell it's in. And so again, we have, okay, so we're going to have center and up, down. And I have to remember whether these are bottom up or, so if top was 6, 6, we go back over to Photopia. I actually don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced. I've always called it Photopia, but my older child calls it Photopea, and I'm like, hey, it actually could be. Okay, so 6, 6 doesn't make any sense. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Oh, it's the vertical. That doesn't work either. Top is 6, 6. Ah, I know. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this would be 2, 1, and 3, 1. Okay, so the up, down is 2, 1, and center is 3, 1. And we can confirm that real quick. Gradle. We have 4 viewers according to the stats and have lots of views. Hey, I made that Pepsi last more than an hour because I started it before the live stream. Alright, we gotta jump all the way in here. Come on. Nobody wants to wait. Default elf female, sure. Yeah, given how quickly these elf models came together, I'm really happy with them. Even though it's kind of all temporary, but I could stand to look at them for a while. Okay, so we want to see tab. Come on, clothing. Let's edit the basic boots. Okay, so yeah, close that garbage. So do we get new shapes? Vertical laces. We got bottom, center, woo, top, yeah, up, down, woo, and we can boink, boink. We can add, nice. So if I had my Spider-Gwen costume, I actually do have my Spider-Gwen costume, so I can. So, all of these, yeah, I had to do these little half laces. I could have done, okay, that's right, up, down. So I could have done, these instead, and boy, that would have, oh, not that, but actually for these I could have used that. And that would have looked so much better. I know it's dumb, but it is what it is, right? Okay, so we could have done, yeah. So I could have done that, and I would have liked it better. It also would have taken less layers because I'm having to click twice to get rid of some of these. Okay. So see, that would have looked better. Would have looked more spider web-like. Of course, from a distance, it didn't really matter. So that's Spider Gwen. Oh, and so the next thing is to add teal color. And that is even easier. Basically, we just have to... so we don't really have to involve Photopia for that. I will go ahead and just save this just in case. Save as PSD, save. Yes, I really want to overwrite it. Oh, I don't, that's not it. We want to new. Oh, we want to open. Open. So if we load the, like the twill, like this. So that's the twill fabric. And so then what I can do is I can create a okay, hold on. Yeah, my kid just texted me. Okay. Anyway, what we can do is use this to test. Although you know what, the multiply on here doesn't really do the same as in the game. But anyway, so we can find a teal we like. Did I say teal and cyan, right? So we want like a dark teal color, and then paint it. Yeah. So if we like that color, then I can steal it. If I wanted a little more green, maybe. That's too green. Maybe right in the middle. No, I'm kind of happy with that. Okay. So let's cancel. We're good with this. Well, what would it look like to make these both the same? Okay, so actually I do like that better. Okay, so that's more of the effect I wanted, I think. No, I liked it. Teal is one of my favorite colors, so this is kind of important to me. So that's good. So we like that color. So we can steal this hex value, and we can come over here to the fabric config, and so we have different colors of wool, and we will add a new wool, and we'll call this teal, or yeah, teal. It's okay. I'm still not 100% happy with that. Okay. Okay, so we come in here. Okay, so that was. I'm watching you in VR. Oh, nice. Well, that elevates the live stream instantly, doesn't it? Okay, so let's put one up for the twill as well. Put it at the end. And steal this. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this actually does have a sure. Okay, steal the normals. Everything else is the same. Oh, the name. Okay, so that gives us our teal, twill, and what you call it. And now we'll do. Let's pick a brighter color for the cyan. Yeah, something like that, right? See how that looks. Yeah, maybe a little more faded than that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so what's that color? That is this. All right, so we come in here. You guys were thinking, why did he leave that comma on the end? Because I was going to do that. Whoops. I don't know why it included a whole big long... Okay, so we've got that. Let's steal this again. Okay, so then up here... I might want to create some more colors of suede at some point too. Oh, I didn't change the name. Okay, so teal cyan. I don't know what else to call that. Oh, that's good. Whoops. Call this one cyan. So it's the one case where we don't have like a dark teal. We'll call it aqua anyway. It's one of the cases where we don't have the pairing. Uh-oh. I did forget to put something on 328. Aha. Aha, we're missing a... Yep, there it is. Extra. Missing one here too. If you're going to make a mistake, it's important to cut and paste it multiple times. Alright, so now I should be able to fix the shoes of Spider-Gwen costume. And we did not get to alphabetizing the list, but that's okay. We got the important things done. Come on, come on. Because I got to cut it off right at 10 tonight because I have to go pick up my younger child who is at his job. Do, 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 do. Oh, that's right. I got to make a Mythruna Monday video still. Ooh, watch it res in. That's kind of cool. Alright, so let's make it light outside again. Pause time, because we can do that. Go into clothing. New clothing. X. Let's bring in the Spider-Gwen costume, because I did not save it before. Okay. So see, I had to use just a regular light blue here. But what we really want is to replace blue wool. Wool, again, it's not in alphabetical order, always bugs me. Blue with, let's replace it with, does it have the cyan? It does, and they are in the order that I added them. Joink. Yay, look at that, that's so much better. That is so much better. That's better enough that I'm going to export it again. There we go. And I think that may be a little bright. I might have to tone it down, but it is what it is. Now she's got her cyan ballet shoes. So we did not get to sorting these, though I think if I just configure them in the right order, they would be sorted, and then we didn't get to sorting these either, and that definitely is in the order that I added them. So I could sort them in code, but these are sorted, so the code is probably easy to move. And these were not sorted, right? We decided, oh, these might be. These are sorted, that's right. So, all the other stuff is sorted. I think, yeah, even the blue, even the editor is sorted. So this is nice. Save clothing. Let's call it Spider-Gwen. Does whatever, Spider-Kin. Okay, costume. Whoops. Save, close, and I'm not going to change her from her. She's still got her thigh boots. I really need to make an outfit for the elf, but anyway. Alright, so we've got new stuff. We can try on the Spider-Gwen costume. It's easy enough to remove it. So there, we've got Elf Spider Gwen. Different coloring. This could probably be a Rayla outfit as well. Take the ballet shoes off. All right, guys. It's been a great live stream. Thanks for keeping the chat going. That's been a lot of fun. I also like to see when you guys chat with each other. That's kind of cool. Makes me think I'm making a friend connection. Righty. Let's bring up the stuff here, and we'll run through the thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you think of other ideas for Mythruna Monday videos and so on, please comment on one of the videos or on this one or whatever. It's be cool. And before we go, I'll thank my patrons one more time, especially new patrons. You guys rock. And if you guys didn't notice, up in the top left of the screen, blah 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 blah, is the link you can download the game. The super secret link and the password. Thanks for joining. It's been a great time, and I look forward to showing you more progress next week after working off. Maybe I'll do a live stream in the middle of the week or something before Thanksgiving. I don't know. We'll see. All right, thanks, guys. See you next time.